This one is from Glory Upper. I know there are already a few comments about the chaos language, but how did you yourself enjoy it? Is it any different singing a fictional language than singing in a language you just don't know? Also, thank you for all your beautiful work on this game and made it so memorable. Thank you so much. So pretty much, I definitely enjoyed it a lot. It was a really cool experience. It's definitely way different from singing in English. The cool thing though is everything is already written down, so all I have to do is pretty much just read. You know, while I was recording, it was just like reading. And actually, some of the words are just random English words. Like for City Ruins, it was just random English words put together. So that one was actually pretty simple. The next question is from Chris Vicente Ibanez. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Was Yoko Taro involved? How was it working with the Platinum Games team? I think he was involved, but like I didn't necessarily get any direction from him directly. It was mostly from Keiichi Okabe. Okay, this next question is from Annie E. And the question is, which was the most difficult track for you to record? What made it difficult for you and how did you handle it? Definitely Memories of Dust, because, you know, it's got kind of like an Indian, you know, vibe, and I had never really done anything like that before. And initially I almost kind of felt like a fraud. I was like, you know, I'm not an Indian person, so should I even be doing this? So I kind of fought with myself internally, like, is this okay, kind of thing. But once I got past that initial kind of fear, I went for it, and it took me so many tries to get the right kind of vibe and the right vocal timbre, I guess. So I did a lot of takes. It was very, very difficult. She goes on to ask, with the compositions being so different from much of your usual vocal work, how did you envision your voice on them, and did the end product match up with that vision? If you didn't have a vision or expectation, what did it feel like when you listened to the completed soundtrack and heard yourself on them? Yeah, I can't say I really had much of a vision. I mostly just went with whatever direction that Okabe had, and when I heard it, I was like, wow, that doesn't even sound like me. And I was just kind of proud of the fact that I could be that versatile. This is another question from Annie E as well. Your Hallmark solo, The Weight of the World, has been covered by many people now. Have you listened to the various vocal arrangements people have performed on YouTube yet? If you have, how do you feel about them? How do you feel about how the cover artists have been inspired by your lyrics? I think that they're amazing. I think it almost feels like, you know, when people cover your songs, like you made it, you know? So that's kind of how I feel, like, oh, I guess I've made it since people are covering my song. I think that they're all beautiful. I've definitely tried to listen to all of them because most people will like tag me on Twitter. And I definitely, I do my best to read everyone's messages and everyone's tweets and everything. If I haven't gotten to you, I apologize. Sometimes I do get a little sidetracked and busy, but yeah, I'm just kind of overwhelmed by the amount of like support and the amount of people who want to cover it. It's great. This is N1. Oh, you know what? Actually, that's actually really easy. It's Nicolas 97, but the way they have it spelled is like numbers and letters. It's kind of cool. A funny anecdote with Yoko Taro. Mostly just like being on stage with him. Like the very first time I met him, he had on his mask. You know, this mask. So he had on the mask, and you know, he's on stage being interviewed, and like he's standing right next to me, and I'm just like, this is so interesting. And then like finally meeting him without the mask on, I was like, oh, okay, you're the guy behind the mask. You know, it was kind of cool. So that's probably like the funniest anecdote that I've had with him. Otherwise, I unfortunately haven't been able to interact with him a whole lot because my Japanese sucks, for one. And two, he's like such a busy guy, so, you know. But he's really sweet from the interactions that I have had with him. Luma Gochi says, what was the recording process like for such a big budget game? At the time, it wasn't that big of a budget. That's what's so interesting about it. Like, we were not expecting it to be as big as it is. Yeah, I think there was like definitely a limited budget, and you know, we were all just kind of like expecting to just do the game and be done with it, and then it just blew up. So the next question is from Lunar Tier. This is so cool. You have an amazing voice, and I'm so happy to have you sing in a game I love. Thank you so much. The question is, what's your most favorite part from the lyrics of Weight of the World? Probably the part, the "Tell me, God, are you punishing me? Is this the price I'm paying for my past mistakes?" Because I think we can all relate to that. Like, we've all kind of been in a bad situation and we're like, really, God? Really? I did do that thing last week. Is this punishment? Like, so I think that really kind of hits home for me. The next question is from A24U1. How much has the experience impacted your thoughts within your own abilities? I can't praise your talent enough. Thank you so much. I've always struggled with my confidence, so I think doing this video game definitely made me feel like I am capable of much more than I thought I was. So I think that this game soundtrack is like really near and dear to me for that reason. The next question is from 9636. Cool name. What was the toughest song to perform, and what was the biggest challenge of the project? So the song, I'm still not 100% sure of what it's called, but it's like Alien. It's like the last battle or something, I think. God, I'm so terrible. That song was really tough for me because I didn't initially record that song. Nakagawa Nami did. But I had to fill in and sing that song, and it was just like, oh my God, I don't know these lyrics, you know, and I had to learn them, and I would flub up and make up stuff at certain points. But again, like, the more I performed it, I was able to learn it and become more comfortable with it. So it ended up being okay. This question is from Aints ALM. Probably not saying that right. I apologize. Did you already speak Japanese, and did the language barrier cause you any difficulties? Oh man, I did speak some Japanese, and the language barrier was definitely difficult because like Keiichi Okabe doesn't speak English. So sometimes it was hard for us to communicate. I could speak in a little bit of Japanese. So sometimes we could have kind of conversations, but like maybe I wouldn't understand exactly what was going on. So there might be times when it was just like, you know, but no matter what, either way, like, everyone is really sweet, and you know, it was still a really great experience. Oh, another kind of difficulty for me with the language barrier was like during the concerts, being on stage and like everyone's kind of giving their account of like you know, how they felt about the concert and how they felt about the game and everything, and like I couldn't understand much of it. So it's like I'm just standing on stage listening, and like everything's like, you know. Sid Link Hell, that's a cool name, asks, what was the first song you were given, and what did you feel like when you heard or sang it for the first time? The first song I was given was Weight of the World. It's been a while. It's been like, what, 3 years? That was 2016. I was kind of just like, challenge accepted, you know, when they gave it to me, and I wrote the lyrics, and initially, like, at times I felt defeated when I was writing the lyrics because I kept getting feedback back like, actually, can you change this? And I was like, oh, I hope I can get this right. And eventually I did. I was like, yes, finally. As far as singing it and hearing it, I was really like surprised at myself, like that I could actually get it done, and that it sounded the way that it did. I almost didn't recognize my voice. And actually, like, even my own sister, when she heard it, she was like, that doesn't even sound like you, but it's really cool. Oh, this is a really good question from Jeffrey Allen Boyd. Do you feel like you've reached a new fan base by doing this? Absolutely. I've gained so many fans, you know, from just the, you know, the video game alone and the concerts and everything. I get new followers all the time, and people telling me like, oh, I'm such a big fan of NieR. Thank you so much, blah, blah, blah. You know, and I'm like overwhelmed all the time, just like, thank you. Because it's like, I can't say anything more than thank you. I'm just like, thank you, you know. But I love you guys. Like, I'm really appreciative of all the people who have, you know, reached out and tried to find me after doing the video game. The next question is also from Jeffrey. How often do you catch yourself singing the lyrics in public randomly? It doesn't happen so much now, but like I used to just randomly bust out with it sometimes, for sure. Like, not really Weight of the World, but more like A Beautiful Song, or actually like City Ruins. I think that was probably the one that I would sing the most, City Ruins, or even Towers. The City Ruins especially, because like the lyrics are kind of funny. Like it's like just a lot of random English words, so I'd just kind of be singing it randomly. The other question is, have other gaming companies reached out to you since the release of the game? Actually, no. No other video game companies have reached out to me. Oh, this is a good question as well. How did you end up in Japan? The first time that I came to Japan, I was 3 years old. My dad was in the military, in the Air Force. So we stayed at Yokota Air Force Base until I was about 12 years old. And then I left and went to the States. And I decided to come back after college and pursue music. And so I did that in 2012. Oh, this question is probably gonna break a lot of you guys' hearts. How soon after the recording did you play the game to see how they implemented your voice? I have not played NieR Automata yet. Boo! You stink! I'm so sorry. Oh my god, I know you guys think I'm a fraud. Don't look at me. I don't own a video game console. I don't own the game. So I've never played. I hope to play it someday. I really do. And I do have friends that have played it and have kind of told me a little bit about it. But yeah, I'm not really much of a gamer. I never have been. So I don't even know where to start. And I feel like I would just fail miserably. Here's a good one. This is from Arcana 7 Studios. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. What was it like working with Emmy Evans? It was amazing. Performing with Emmy is always amazing. Like, she's just such a sweet person and she's got an amazing voice. So I learn a lot from her. She's kind of like my senpai. Wow, it looks like we got through all the questions. I am really appreciative of everyone just expressing interest in this vlog as a whole. Oh, one last thing for my French people. Yes, Nicole is my real name. It's on my birth certificate. I'm American though, so I don't speak French. I was not aware of the fact that my name meant what it does. If you don't know what it means, just Google it. We're not even gonna do that today. It's okay if you guys ask me, but it kind of gets old, I have to admit. So from now on, I'm just gonna like direct people to this video. Like if they ask me like, oh my god, do you know what your name means? Like watch the video. Thanks so much, guys. If you have not subscribed, please do that and make sure you click the bell so that you get notifications when I make posts. Don't you guys love this hoodie? Are you jealous? Do you wish you had one? If you guys want this hoodie, you know you do. You know you want it. You know you think it's cool. Make sure you guys read the description for all of the information. I love you guys and see you in the next video. Mwah. Won't you GTF about her hair? And don't call me babe.